I'm here with Andrew from the Op Games. Now, we've got some incredible games today, and you're actually going to show me the #1 selling game in the world today.
Absolutely.
At the end of the video. Stick around if you'd like to see that. But I'm excited because I see one of the games over there is one I'm really interested in. But what are the games that are doing really well at the con? What are the games that sold out? What games are coming down the pipeline? Tell us all.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for taking the time.
Brilliant.
So, the game of the show this year is Gnome Hollow, a brilliant little game, which we sold out on Thursday after 3 hours. We were lucky enough to bring in more copies from our distributor, so it's been flying off the Gencon shelf, and we're super excited for this one. Designed by Anderson, a beautiful game where you are tile laying and worker placement. So you're on your turn, you're laying down 2 tiles, and you're trying to complete rings. And when you complete rings, one of 2 things happen, right? If the ring encompasses mushrooms, you'll collect those mushrooms, as well as depending on the size of the ring, you'll move your ring marker to a column that has that size. So if you build a 5 size ring, you'll take one of your ring markers there. These will give you bonuses like signposts, which are new worker placement spaces.
So tell me why is this game selling out? What's the secret?
That's a great question.
Between us and whoever's watching.
I think that's a great question, and I think there's a lot of great success. One of the first ones is the game designer. Anderson really took this around the circuit, Gamma, trade shows, and it was a game that so many people wanted, and we were so fortunate that Amin went with us, and he's been such a great partner. The game actually came to him while he was in the hospital. He was in a car crash, and while he was in the hospital, the idea for him came to the game. So it's amazing that, like, hey, you know, if heaven is a bunch of gnomes running around in circles, you know, I'm not going to complain.
The box art's beautiful.
It's beautiful, right? And you can see it's a thick box right here, too, so a lot of great components. But excitingly, for the first time in the Op Games history, we are also doing a deluxe upgrade component.
Nice.
So the base game has beautiful components, but if you want chunky wooden bits, you know, you can get them with the deluxe upgrade component, which are
the best way to tell how awesome the components are is how much box lift you've got.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, you got 100%. Almost an inch of box lift there.
We're super excited because Gnome Hollow is available first at Gen Con. It's also Barnes & Noble's Game of the Month for August and September. So it's exciting because you'll be able to pick this up at Barnes & Noble, and then it'll be in retailers starting next week.
Very cool. Okay, now I saw some people playing one down there, and it was a clever pun.
Yes.
So what have you got next for me?
Absolutely. So the next game at our show is Stock Exchange. So it's a beautiful name. Yes,
it's great.
It's an amazing title.
Is it a trading game, like a stock trading?
It is a stock market manipulation game with flowers. So beautiful handcrafted paper artwork. So the artist handcrafts all the artwork and then photographs it. So it's gorgeous stuff. And what you have here is you have a portfolio, hidden information of unique types of flowers that you're dealt. And on your turn, you're only doing one of 2 things. You're either exchanging a flower from your portfolio with Stock Exchange, or you're planting a flower from the Stock Exchange to the community garden board.
Oh, that's nice. I love the theme, actually.
It's beautiful. And flowers are planted on their bulb side up. And during an upkeep phase, if a bulb is next to an empty space, then the flower blooms into a flower.
Oh, brilliant.
And if a flower is completely surrounded, then it gets harvested onto this board. And as flowers get harvested, that's what dictates the value of the flower.
Wow.
But an exciting twist on it is values are going up, tokens are going this way. At the end of the game, those 2 tracks are going to meet. The flower that causes the end of the game busts and depreciates by half.
Okay.
So you can't really put all your flowers in one basket, because if you do, and that's the one that depreciates by half, then you're in trouble, right?
Okay.
So beautiful wooden components, and these sheds, you build them once and they fit right back in the box, so you don't have to build them again.
Would this be a game to play with a spouse, with kids, with friends? Who's the target market?
I think it works for everyone. I mean, it plays 2 to 5, and one of my favorite things about Stock Exchange is even at 5 players, you're getting out in 60 minutes, which is super, super nice. And again, the game is light enough for what you're doing, but has enough tactility and decision making that you can play it with gamers and non-gamers alike, especially because of the theme.
Brilliant. Okay, now we're up to the game that I'm most excited about, and coming after that is the game that sells most in the world. But what have you got over there in that black box? This is the one. This is why I'm checking this out.
Great eye. This is Avatar: The Last Airbender Aang's Destiny. So this is the newest in our line of cooperative deck building games, which started in 2016 with Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle.
Yes. And it's in that world. Okay.
And then continued with Yes, sir. And then continued with Toy Toy Story Obstacles and Adventures, and we learned so much from those two games that this is the best version of that system we've ever done.
And if they know that system, will this feel very familiar?
Yes, but also there are so many new surprises in this.
Okay.
So this is one box, but inside of this box, for those who might not be familiar, are 7 smaller boxes that take you through the story of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is super exciting because it's going to introduce new characters, villains, new gameplay elements perhaps. So very exciting there. And what I love about this is a few new things. The first one is you'll be fighting villains as normal, but now we've added the objective deck. So not only do you have to defeat a number of villains, you also have to complete all the objectives. And also in this game, we've introduced something new called the reward deck. And as you complete these objectives, you'll unlock these reward cards that you'll slot into your deck, and they will give you awesome new upgrades and stuff. Very thematic to the show.
Nice.
And then my other favorite thing is, in this game, there are 2 markets of cards to draft or to buy from, right? The bending markets of cards are super unique and interesting because every bending card does an X ability, but if you use a water bender and they use a water bending card, they also get to do a Y ability. So it's really cool because you can tailor make your deck more than ever that we've done in these games. So super exciting. A brilliant production value.
I love the
you know,
shine.
you can see,
Nice.
yeah, the I don't know if it picks up on camera, but it has a beautiful glossy finish here, a holofoil finish. And you know, this will be out in September, so we're super excited for players to check out
Now,
this.
if somebody has a preferred faction, if you're a firebending fan, I don't know why you would be, but let's say Airbender. Can you feel that theme of,
Yes,
of
absolutely.
being the Airbender?
Each one of the elements has a unique twist on what they do. Water bending does more healing and things like that. Firebending cards do more attacking. So it's really cool in that, a little thematic there. And again, maybe there's a little blood bending later on. Who knows?
Right. Oh, okay. Very good. No, actually, we do want to sneak one more thing in here, and that's the op games are, you have a project in the works.
Yes, we do. So I'm super excited to announce T-Witches. So this is going to be our game of the show for 2025.
Wow.
So a year away. Everything's prototype that you're seeing here, so subject to change. But this is designed by Manny Vega with art by Sandara Singh, the team that did Flamecraft.
Oh,
which is a brilliant game. And this is a little heavier than Flamecraft. This might be one of the heaviest games we made.
Wow.
So very exciting. And again, you know, we are super fortunate that, you know, within the last 3 years, we've really done more on the hobby side of the business. And we're so excited to work with partners like Manny Vega, Sandara Singh. You know, we've worked with the team that made Heat Pedal to the Metal on a game coming out next year.
Wow, some big titles.
So a lot of great, you know, relationships and a lot of great designers we're working with in the future.
Can I ask what the central mechanism in this, or what the style of game is?
Absolutely. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. So there's a little bit of push your luck. The meat and potatoes of the game are a worker placement game where you'll be there'll be a brilliant rondelle in the middle of the board that turns on like kind of a lazy Susan, and then you'll be sending your teapups, these beautiful little guys, over to collect tea to serve witches, like celebrities and things like that.
Oh, very nice.
But there's also a little polyomino aspect to it with the upgrade system.
Wow.
So a lot, again, all subject to change, but a lot of amazing stuff coming in this box at Gen Con 2025.
It's incredible. Thank you for sharing that. Now, in case you've been sticking around to find out what the game is that has sold the most in the world, and all these games are available from the Op Games.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Off screen, we have, this is weird. This is a weird looking, I've never played this before.
So this is Tapple. This is the best-selling game in the world right now. So it's just flying off shelves, you know. If you've been on TikTok or even YouTube, you've probably seen this around. And this is a very simple game. You pick a category, and then you press you say something of that category, starting with that letter. So if we did movies, I would do Memento. Press the M, press this button, and then the next player has 10 seconds to press a letter with and name a movie with that
Shawshank
letter.
Redemption.
Oh my God, great movie. Twisters.
Nice, Riddick.
Pokemon, the first movie.
I was gonna take P. That's amazing. Avatar, The Last Airbender.
The M. Night Shyamalan one. Oppenheimer.
Nice. Here, G.
There it is.
So whoever's turn it is.
Yes, that goes out, they're out. So, you know, I would say
you dominated.
The Goonies, Joker, you know, so many. And that's it. That's Tapple. And it's so simple, but it's so fun. I keep it on my coffee table at home, and people just walk by, and we do any categories. But But if you want to do categories, they are included right in the game.
Oh, brilliant.
So,
That's fantastic. Very good. Might appeal to people who like categories.
100%. I like to call these types of games in-law approved because you can teach them in 30 seconds and you can play them with anyone.
It's brilliant. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the games you've shown us today. Now make sure you get out there, get gaming, and be legendary.
Awesome.
Nice. Thank you so much.